Imagine a person walking a city street. If you were to ask about their friends, they might offer a calm smile and say they walk their path alone, not from being difficult or unusual, but because they've seen through a deep misunderstanding that shapes our lives. They have realized that this constant search for others to feel whole is like a single stream searching for the ocean, unaware that it is already made of water. This understanding often disturbs us. What if this intense craving for belonging is the very thing that clouds our vision of a simple truth? From this fundamental error in perception stems our feeling of being isolated, our deep unease about being seen, accepted, or remembered. But the one who walks with this inner peace has seen the nature of things. They understand that there are no truly separate mountains, only one earth rising to different heights. Here is a profound insight. The more intensely you seek out companionship, the further it seems to withdraw. It is like trying to hold the wind in your hand. You can reach for it endlessly, but it will always slip through your fingers. The one who has ceased this chase discovers that connection was never a prize to be won. It was a truth to be realized within. This is why your sense of self feels so strong right now, so full of energy, ready for a breakthrough. For many of us, true personal freedom feels like a distant shore. But for those ready to begin the inner journey, this channel is a space for practice and understanding. If this is you, join our community by subscribing and let us walk this path together. To start this journey, we must embody the first truth. So right now, I want you to make a commitment to yourself. In the comments below, write these powerful words I am SOL. Typing this out is not just an action, it's an affirmation. You are declaring to yourself and the universe that your journey to inner completeness starts today. Go ahead, type I am more coolly and feel its energy. Consider this. When you seek a friend, what is it you truly desire? Someone to see you. But what is this, you, that needs to be seen? Someone to share your journey. But who is the traveler experiencing it all? Someone to share moments of lightness with. But who is the one observing life's strange patterns? The deeper your inquiry goes, the clearer it becomes that the seeker of connection and the source of connection are one and the same. We carry a profound forgetfulness within us. We forget that we are not isolated beings moving randomly through a disconnected world. We are each an expression of a single, flowing existence. Like many rivers, all flowing from the same mountain source, or countless leaves nourished by the same roots. The river that feels it must find other rivers to be complete has simply forgotten that it is already part of the great flow of water. The leaf that worries about connecting to other leaves has forgotten it is already one with the tree. This is the reason the one who walks with inner peace is not lonely. They have remembered their true nature. Not the small, contained self that demands constant reassurance and company, but the vast, silent awareness in which all of life unfolds. They see that the question, who am I? And the question, who are you? Flow back to the same source. And when you see this, truly understand it, the entire weight of needing friendship dissolves like frost in the morning sun. Now, do not misunderstand this insight. This is not a call to become a recluse or to devalue human connection. The one who walks in inner peace does not push others away. They simply do not cling. They do not require another to feel complete. They can appreciate the warmth of others without depending on it for their sense of self. It is the difference between a man dying of thirst and one who enjoys a cool spring on a summer day. The first drinks with desperation, fearing the well will run dry. The other sips slowly, honoring each drop, knowing that his well-being does not depend solely on that water. He is already nourished from within. Most of us approach relationships like the man desperate for water. We consume attention, approval, and companionship, always afraid we will not have enough, always measuring our supply against that of others. We track our worth by who reaches out, who includes us, who acknowledges our special days. But the one who walks in wholeness has uncovered a simple truth. They are not thirsty. They never were. The notion that they lacked something essential from others was only a story. And here, a deep harmony reveals itself. The moment you release the grasping for friendship, you start to invite it with ease. We are drawn to those who are at home within themselves. There is a commanding presence in a person who doesn't cling, who doesn't demand, who isn't constantly looking outward for their value. They radiate a quiet freedom that is deeply calming to others. Yet this is not the objective. The one who walks alone is not attempting to be magnetic. They have simply left the draining performance of pretending to be a fragment. By ending this act, they have rediscovered their own nature, which was never separate from anything to begin with. We have this curious idea that our awareness is a private possession, something each of us holds like a stone in our pocket. But what if awareness is more like the open sky? The sky does not belong to the clouds that pass through it. The sky in this place is no different from the sky on the other side of the world. It is all one vast expanse, appearing divided by horizons and landscapes that are only temporary. In the same way, the awareness you call yours, and the awareness another calls theirs, is the same spaciousness, seeming to be divided by the forms of bodies and minds. But these forms are like the clouds, real in their own way, yet ultimately, they do not define the sky. The person who walks in stillness has seen beyond the illusion of separate awareness. They recognize that the consciousness perceiving through your eyes is the same consciousness perceiving through all eyes. We are not different selves sharing similar moments. We are one awareness, having the experience of seeming to be many. This is why they do not feel a sense of lack. How can you be alone when you are fundamentally connected to all? How can you lack company when every person you see is another expression of the same life force? It is like the air in a room feeling separate from the air outside. Forgetting it is all one atmosphere. Let us bring this into our lived experience. You might think this is a beautiful idea, but the ache in my heart is real. I still long for closeness. I want someone who understands me, who cares, who walks with me. And of course, you do. These are movements of the human heart, not to be dismissed or pushed away. The question is not whether these feelings arise, but how you meet them. Do you allow them to define your entire reality? Do you believe your peace depends on fixing them? Or can you learn to see them for what they are? Temporary weather patterns passing through the vast sky of your awareness. The one who walks with inner peace has learned to observe their own sense of loneliness with the same quiet attention they might give to clouds drifting by. They do not fight the feeling or try to escape it. They simply allow it to arise and pass like every other element of life. And in this gentle observation, something profound happens. The feeling loses its grip. It becomes just another motion in the great flow of awareness. This is not coldness or disconnection. It is true freedom. Freedom from being tossed about by every state that arises in your mind. This person can feel the pang of loneliness without becoming lost in it, can experience the desire for connection without being a slave to it. And from this freedom, they become more capable of genuine relationship, not less, because they meet others not from a place of hunger or desperation. They can see them as they are, not as a means to fill their own emptiness. They can love without needing to possess, enjoy without grasping, and connect without losing their center. You see, what we often call friendship is a kind of mutual dependency. Two leaning pillars, each propping the other up. Two shallow wells trying to quench a deep thirst. But you cannot give water you do not have. The one who walks with themselves has discovered they were never empty to begin with. They are the source of the wellspring, and from that deep place, authentic connection flows naturally. Think of a great mountain. It does not need the validation of other mountains to stand tall. It stands because that is its nature. And because it stands so firmly in its own being, it offers shelter and a steady presence to all life around it. Other beings are drawn to its silent strength, not because the mountain seeks their company, but because of the natural gravity of its own groundedness. The one who walks this path is like this. They have found that their true nature is not one of need, but of quiet radiance and wholeness. And from this state, they naturally bring a sense of peace to those they meet. People are drawn to them not because they are trying to gain friends, but because they embody the very quality we all seek in connection, a recognition of our own inherent worth. But here is where the insight deepens. The more established they are in their own wholeness, the more they realize this wholeness was never a personal achievement. It's not that they, as a separate person, have become complete. It is that they have recognized the completeness that has always been the nature of life itself. They have seen that what they truly are was never fragmented and so never needed mending. This realization shifts everything. When you know you are not one separate self, trying to join with other separate selves, but the one life appearing in countless forms, then every meeting is a meeting with yourself. Every exchange becomes an inner conversation. Every relationship becomes a dance of different aspects of a single consciousness. The person who walks their path has not abandoned connection. They have found what it truly is. Not two separate things trying to merge into one, but one vast ocean playing as two waves. Not an escape from loneliness, but wholeness discovering itself in all its many forms. And this is why they can walk with themselves and not be alone. Why they need no specific companion, yet are a friend to all. Why they seek no validation and are yet completely present with everyone. They have understood the heart of human connection by seeing that there was never a puzzle to begin with. There was only the one awareness, pretending to be separate, looking for itself everywhere, but where it already was. Now, you may wonder, how does one realize this state? Is there a method, a special practice? Here lies the simplest truth. You already are this person. You always have been. The one who walks in wholeness is not someone you become. It is what you discover you are when you let go of the pretense of being anything less, the search for friends, the fear of isolation, the frantic need for acceptance. These are all stories woven by the mind about who you think you are. But what you are, fundamentally, is the silent awareness in which these stories appear and fade. You are not the character in the play who is lonely. You are the space in which the entire play of life happens. To recognize this, you do not need to add anything new. You simply need to cease doing something that is not natural. Stop believing the story that you are separate. Stop giving such immense weight to your thoughts about yourself. It is like an actor who gets lost in a role and forgets they are on a stage. They don't need to learn how to be themselves. They simply need to remember that they were only playing a part. The one who walks this path has remembered. They have seen through the elaborate game of hide and seek that consciousness plays. They know that every person they encounter is the same awareness wearing a different temporary form. How can the sky feel confined? How can awareness be separate from itself? But let us not turn this into another spiritual goal to achieve. The one who walks this path is not a special or elevated being. They are simply someone who has stopped carrying a story that was never true. They are anyone who pauses long enough to notice that the awareness observing these words right now is the same timeless presence that has been with you in every single moment of your life. This awareness has no beginning and no end. It does not feel lonely or connected, empty or full. It simply is. And all else, including the story of being a separate self needing friends, appears within it like formations of clouds in the limitless sky. The clouds may be dark or light, but they do not alter the sky itself. So when the desire for connection arises, when the fear of being alone takes hold, when the story of your separation feels utterly real, remember this. You are not the feeling of loneliness. You are the sky, like awareness in which that feeling is appearing. You are the vast, open space, untouched by the weather that moves through. The one who walks this inner path is not different from you. They are you, without the story of separation. They are what remains when you stop striving so hard to be someone who needs to be fixed, or completed, or saved. They are the recognition that what you have always been is already whole, already connected with everything, and already free. If this deep dive into self understanding resonates with you, and you are committed to your own growth. Ensure you are subscribed to this channel. Turning on notifications means you won't miss the guidance that can support you on this journey. It's a simple click, a powerful commitment to your own path, and so the walking continues. But it is no longer the journey of an isolated individual in a foreign world. It is the walk of awareness through its own boundless field of possibilities. The movement of the one appearing as many. The dance of existence itself, expressed in the form of a person who appears to walk alone, yet knows they are connected to everything. This is the simple truth of the one who walks their own path. They realize they are not alone because they are part of everything, and they seek no companions because they have become the very embodiment of friendship itself, the very capacity for connection that makes all relationships possible. In seeing this, they find not separation, but the most profound intimacy with life. And perhaps, in hearing these words, you too are starting to remember. Perhaps you are recognizing the one who walks this path, not as some other, but as your own truest nature, calling you back to the wholeness you never truly left.